Tom, understanding you might not want to get into this, but obviously a pretty significant event happened yesterday in Wisconsin. Just as a long-time coach in this league, what was your reaction, I guess, watching that happen?
Well, you're right. I don't want to get into it, but I have to answer something on it. I was in my office. We had a little walkthrough practice, a little film session because guys are tired, and I was meeting with my 3 freshmen, ironically, and I sat down and we're talking, and Mike Garland came running in and said, "You're not going to believe what's going on," and he told me a little bit, and I didn't even get out of my chair because I really didn't care. I was worried more about my team and my players. So I just said, yeah, I'll see you later. "No, you got to come see this. You won't believe it." And I said, "I'll see you later." I never left. And so about a half hour later, I went out and they showed it to me on the phone. And I just couldn't see as much. I didn't know as much. And I never know what happens because, you know, there's so many things that go on that you guys don't know, and what I've been through the last 4 or 5 years, I'm not jumping anything, but the only thing I would say is it was bad for college basketball. What we're hoping to do at this time of year, you know, with football going so much later than normal, you know, the Super Bowl is later. It seems like every year, pretty soon the Super Bowl is going to be at Easter, you know what I mean? And it was the first weekend of no football and a chance for basketball to take the limelight, and it was a scary situation. The reason for it all, what I saw, I have no idea. I just hope that everybody learns from it, it gets better, and I guess it gave me a point when we met that night to reiterate to my players just how important it is to not get involved in anything. Forget the suspensions. I'm more worried about the injuries, you know, and what happens to players. And didn't look good, but unlike a lot of people in the world, I'm not going to comment on something I don't know anything about, which is pretty common nowadays, both in the media and in the general public. And I'm not going to be one of those guys, and you know, maybe I'll call both coaches and try to find out what the hell happened. Or maybe I'll just coach my team and do it after the fact.
Kyle took my question, but let me ask you this as a follow-up.
Go ahead, Fred, ask me.
In the social media world, which you love, and in the national broadcasting talk shows, there are suggestions, silly as they may be, that we should do away with the handshake line now.
Oh, my God.
Have you heard that?
Oh, my God, I have. And I do got to comment on that since that's not insulting to anybody. That, to me, would be the biggest farce, joke, ridiculous nature of anything I've ever heard of. We've already taught these poor 18-year-olds that when you know, you're told to go to class and you don't like it, you can leave. We've already told these kids if you're not happy, you can do something else. We've already told these kids that it's hard to hold them accountable, and now we're going to tell them to not man up and walk down a line on someone who's kicked your butt and have enough class to shake their hand is utterly ridiculous. So if the president said it, I think he's full of it. If the best coach in America said it, I think that gets me way more than this incident, because we're already teaching these kids nothing. And then we're going to do something like that. I mean, I'm going to tell you something. In the last 3 games, Trace Jackson recruited him hard. I don't like his dad. I love his dad. Great, great guy. I mean, I went down and congratulated him. I told him that it's been, glad he stayed another year. It's been fun to have him in the league. Frazier, I said to him in the line, you know, a lot of people get credit on your team, but what you did today defensively, running your team, not taking a shot forever, I said, am I happy for the league that you came back? Now I said, for me, I wish your tail was out of here, okay? But those are the moments when I just think that you learn the most about people. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I didn't like it last year when some people waved, you know. I didn't care if I got COVID. I'm going to go down there and shake the guy's hand. And I'm going to try to shake the player's hand. And I don't know what they do in every sport, but somebody says, well, they don't do that in football. Hell, you kidding me? There's changing jerseys. I mean, I'm a little bit in the Magic Johnson thing when he said that Pat Riley would say, don't be talking to anybody from the Celtics before the game. But when the series was over, you know, that's when the respect factor came. So the people that are saying that are the same people that don't want to teach players accountability, respect, or anything else. How about if we do this? Instead of not having the line, my buddy Mariucci, when he got the San Francisco 49er job, he had a deal where they practiced how they were going to go from the locker room to the field and played the national anthem and how they were going to tuck their helmets under their arm and went through the whole national anthem in practice. I thought that was awesome. So maybe we should teach people how to shake hands and what to do. And you didn't hit a sore spot with what happened. You hit a sore spot with that. I think that is absolutely ridiculous. If that's what we've come to, shame on whoever said it, in my humble opinion. I got to make sure I say in my opinion because we're all allowed to have an opinion now. So in my opinion, that is asinine.
Kind of as a continuance of this all from your perspective, in a heated game like that, how do you kind of de-escalate, say, game's over, put it behind you, both as a coach and as a mentor for the guys? Because I would imagine that's kind of one of those things that, as a coach, you don't ever want to see happen.
Yeah, it is, and I have no idea. In other words, the first thing I said, was it a buzzer beater? Was it a bad call at the end? You know, did something fuel it? And then I found out they were down a lot, so I don't know what was going through his mind. I don't know what happened during the game. I don't know if there was a couple bad calls, if something happened. I don't know any of that. So I can't comment on that. I just say it's hard to de-escalate. I think what somebody should realize is these jobs that were high pressured are more pressure. Because now you got to worry not only about your game and what's going on, but you got to worry about players and who's recruiting them off your team and who's going pro, and you just got so many different things. You wouldn't appreciate how difficult it is each and every game, but there's still a right and a wrong in this whole thing, and you know, not shaking hands. That's typical of our country right now, you know. Instead of solving the problem, let's make an excuse and let's see if we can just, instead of confronting and demanding that it changes, let's eliminate it so that we don't have those problems. Let's try to do that. That's perfect us right now. That's not perfect me. That's not happening here. So if some team doesn't want to shake hands, you're going to see 15 of my guys walk down and shake air. We're going to shake air. And I'm going to shake air, and then we're going to leave. Jesus. That's ridiculous.
Tom, in a greeting line like that, when the coach doesn't shake hands, what message does that send to the players, and what's the lesson that's taught?
Jack, there might not be a guy in this room I love more than you because I've been with you for 30-some years, but not even you will bait me into anything. Listen, I do not agree with what happened. I do not know the circumstances to why it happened. I really don't. I don't. I don't like it for our profession, but there's one thing about me that I will say. I'm a Big Ten guy. I believe in my university, but I believe in this conference. And this conference stands up for, we're the second best academic conference in the country. You know, we're going to give the Ivy League some credit here. We have been a leader in so many aspects of things. And And so, you know, when things happen bad, whether it be what happened to us here, what happened to Penn State there, I feel bad for the conference. I know everybody thinks you hate Michigan or Ohio State hates this. I mean, that's just normal. But I love the conference, and I love when teams in the conference do well. And I love the players in this conference, especially the ones that I watch sacrifice, go through the process, come back. I mean, those guys, I love those guys. And they're not even on my team, and I like them because I think they send a message. So what happened, if it was just what happened, what you saw, I think it was totally wrong. But if there were things that brought that on, then I'd be willing to listen and see before I wouldn't pass judgment like a lot of people do this day and age, because I don't care if I'm the first click. It doesn't bother me if I got 50 calls last night. Coaches, national media guys. I proudly did not return one of them. And I don't do that very often. But the calls weren't to see how Tom Izzo was doing. The calls were to try to start friction and get clicks. I would help each and every one of you with every part of your job except clicks. I have no interest in helping you in that. So I can't feel good about it, because when I saw those people, when I watched it on a big screen, and I saw people swinging, and I saw the fans right behind it, reminded me of the Malice in the Palace. And it bothered me. But what instigated it, I don't know that whole thing, and I do. I feel bad for Juwan. I feel bad for Guard. I feel bad for all of them that are involved in it, because nothing good comes of it. That I've learned in the last few years. Nothing good comes of it. So I'll just say that, you know what, I hope for everybody's sake, more than the punishment that's dealt, I hope the lessons have been learned and we move forward and we continue to have this, the best conference in the country. And I also hope somehow it helps Michigan State make a few shots. Then I'll really feel good. Anything else? Appreciate it, guys. Thanks.